Execution date is now set for the handyman convicted of murdering an 81-year-old woman nearly 30 years ago. Gladys Cooler was the mobile home park manager in Ozark when Walter Barton sexually assaulted her and stabbed her to death in her home in 1991. Frances Watson reports.
What goes around comes around, and they will pay.
That was the immediate reaction from one of Gladys Cooler's friends and neighbors. The 81-year-old woman was brutally stabbed to death more than 50 times and sexually assaulted in October 1991. Walter Barton, in his mid-30s at the time, was arrested and charged with that crime.
He was homeless. He'd been having to sleep in his car, and he couldn't pay his rent here, so they made him move out, you know.
DNA test results found that the blood found on Barton's shirt belonged to Gladys. But Barton's current attorney, Frederick Dukart, says not so fast.
If we had a trial tomorrow with the information that I developed for him in federal habeas proceedings, there's no way that the jury would convict him.
Barton's first trial in 1993 ended in a mistrial after his attorney said that prosecutors failed to endorse any trial witnesses. His second case later that year, a mistrial. He was ultimately convicted and sentenced to death in 1994, but that was overturned, again for objections over the prosecutor's final arguments. In 1998, another trial and conviction, but overturned again. Prosecution errors during trial. Dukart says Barton's defense also failed.
The Missouri public defender system persistently gave him lawyers and kept switching them, so there was no consistency in the trial team that he ever had.
At his fifth and final trial in 2006, Barton was convicted for a third time. It was held up by the state Supreme Court. Barton sentenced to death yet again.
We're going to end up having an actually innocent person executed if this goes forward in May.
If executed, Barton would be the first inmate put to death since Russell Bucklew in October.